Hey guys. It's that. Cassie found something here. It's the size of a nickel.
Buffalo nickel. Give me the football juice.
Oh! I gotta keep digging some more here. Let's see what else we can get. I found myself a bucket lister. I got a crotal bell.
It's a Wheatie.
You found a Wheatie?
Yes.
Sweet. A Walking Liberty 1943 half dollar. Oh my god, it's freaking gorgeous. You got an Indian? Oh my god, Cassie got an IHP. Needless to say, I am a happy camper. Good morning and Merry Christmas, everyone. Today, I have something I've been waiting on for a while to try to get my hands on so I could do a review of. A new pinpointer. This is the generic, I think this brand here, this Kuman is what it's listed as right now. I think you can also get this listed as GP Pointer or GP Pinpointer or something like that. It's basically a cheap knockoff of the Garrett the ProPointer AT that Garrett has. That's waterproof and also orange. Been dying to get my hands on one of these to see if they actually work anywhere near as good as the Garrett product. So I'm very excited to have this. Very excited. We're going out in the field to do a little bit of metal detecting today. So I'm going to take this with me. I've got 3 years plus of using the Garrett product, so very familiar with that. So we're going to use this today and see if, one, we can find any history, and two, does this thing compare favorably to the ProPointer AT that Garrett puts out. This is quite a bit cheaper, but sometimes you get what you pay for. I know my Garretts, I have beat those things to death. I've used them to stab into the dirt, rake the dirt back, uses digging instruments and all kinds of stuff. I cover them with mud. I bring them home. I throw I take the sprayer one for the water hose and spray them off on full force. So if they're not waterproof, I'm going to find a hole in them just doing that. And they've never ever had any troubles or let me down. So will this even come close to comparing to that? Let's find out. First thing we're going to do is take a good look at the box. Now, if you look at the features, this says it's Onetouch Operation. It just has a button to turn it on. Has a proportional audio and vibration just like the Garrett. It has 360 degree, has the LED light, the scraping blade, and all that stuff, just like the Garrett. If you look at the picture, it was right side up. It looks really similar. It's got the battery cover, the LED, the little scraper blade. Everything looks, really, except for that cover on the Garrett is matching orange. Everything looks identical. And except for this mount point right here isn't present on the Garrett. And this does say it comes with the hook with elastic on it. So that's a nice little item that the Garrett doesn't come with. At least mine didn't when I got them. So let's get this sucker out of the box and see what she looks like. Which, the pouch is still inside the box, but there we have it. Boy, that does look like the Garrett, doesn't it? Let me go get my Garrett and put it next to it to compare. Wow, that is close, isn't it? Here's the Garrett on the top. You can see it's been heavily worn. The tip of the scraper blade is rounded off, whereas this one's still nice and ribbed. That's even starting to get rounded off there. The buttons are a bit different. And the voice, or the speaker spots, are a little bit different. The ends look like they could be interchangeable. And the battery, I put a battery in this, looks identical too. Let's turn her on. Let me check that battery, make sure I got it in the right way. Hang on a sec. Okay, got the battery problem sorted out. I just happened to grab a bad battery. Now, hold this. This does do auto ground balancing too, so you want to set it on the ground away from a metallic object, or I'm going to hold it in the air here. And when you turn it on, you do hear that one chirp. It's a little bit delayed. The light comes on. But as I start moving this even toward my other pinpointer, it starts chirping at me. I'm on top of my dishwasher right now. Let me move to a different spot where I don't have a lot of metal. My video stopped, so if you see a little bit of a split there, I think I hit something on my phone. So if you listen carefully, this seems like it has 3 levels of beep. Initial, slow, medium, fast. So that's all the variation you get with this. So it is going to be a bit different than the Garrett. So there we've had a little bit of field of air. Forgot to turn this off. A little bit of air testing. So let's get out in the field and try it. See you guys soon. In the field. Got myself some sort of little target here. Not horribly shallow or horribly deep. We're going to see if we can figure out what it is. And we have ourselves a pull tab. So it did help me locate the good old pull tab. At least we know it works. Okay, we have something that's showing up like a 24-25 deep. One thing I've noticed about this pinpointer, sometimes when you get it down there, if you balance this in the air, not in the ground, you get wet dirt on the tip of it, it'll start beeping like that, and it won't stop until you wipe the dirt off. See, like it's just doing it randomly right now. I don't like that. So gotta set it on the dirt, turn it on. You have to wait for the chirp to know that it's on. Okay, something down there. So let me finish digging this out. And oh wait, there it is right there. Sweet. It's awfully green. Let me put my glasses on real quick and see what we've got. See, the sensitivity on this isn't as nice as it is with the Garrett. So it's hard to tell, and I got myself my first Wheatie for the day. Okay, so here's my next hole. There's the penny down there. And you see you start getting a signal pretty close to it, but it's nothing. If you've got the ProPointer AT Garrett, it's totally different. It's going to take some getting used to. See, I'm right up on it, and it's barely. I mean, you got to be sitting on top of that thing before it does that. So, if you have the Garrett, you cannot use the Garrett as an indicator of how this is going to sound. If you do not have the Garrett, then you'll be learning this from scratch, so it's probably going to be a little bit easier for you. We're back from our metal detecting trial here. Hair's seen better days. It's cold outside and I had a balaclava on. But the pinpointer is nice and muddy and used. So we're going to put it in the sink here, submerge it completely in water, and clean it off just like I would my Garrett's, and see if it survives. So stay tuned. Well, as you can see, it's nice and clean now. And if I turn it on, it still works. And the thing that I discovered with, you know, where I was telling you that it would start chirping or something like that, and like if there was wet mud or something on it, it didn't really have to be wet mud. This would start doing it randomly at any point, or if I like stuck this down in the hole and it started on that slow chirp, the first chirp series, the slowest ones, sometimes it's like it would get stuck on that chirp. You could take this, hold it straight up in the air, make sure there was no mud on it, anything, and it would continue to do that. I found if I got it, like use the shaft of my metal detector, got it over near that so it would speed up and then pull it away, that would stop it from doing that. Boy, my hair really is sticking up. It would, it just needed something to break it out of that slow chirp cycle and it would start working properly again. But it is rather annoying. So, this is the Kuman pinpointer. It is the same as the GP. When I read the instruction manual, they didn't bother to even rename it to GP or Kuman in the instruction manual. It just says GP pointer. So same thing. Is this a replacement or a substitute for the Garrett Carrot that it wants to look like? No, it's not. Absolutely not. This is designed to fool you into thinking that it is the same thing, an identical pinpointer. It is not even close. So if that's the case, what is it then? Well, it's just another pinpointer in the arsenal of pinpointers that you have to choose from out there. That's all it is. It is designed to fool you into thinking it's a Garrett, but it is not. It really needs to be a different color, like a yellow or something, to differentiate itself from everything else, because it is separate from everything else. It does not act like the Garrett, and if you have the Garrett pinpointer, the ProPointer AT, and get one of these thinking it's going to be like the Garrett, you're going to be horribly disappointed because it is not. Having said that, is it a viable alternative? Yes and no. If you have the, what is it, like $130 for the Garrett version, or there's other manufacturers out there that are in that same roughly the same price range for the high-end pinpointers. If you can afford to spend that, if you have the extra cash, I would do that because you're going to get a superior product. If you're especially an entry level, or you just need something as a backup and you don't want to spend $130 on something that's going to sit in the trunk most of the time, unused until the other one breaks perhaps, then yeah, this is an awesome. I mean, these things are like $40 on Amazon or something like that. Maybe I think you can even get them cheaper sometimes. And for that, the beginner or as a backup, it's great. Don't expect it to be a Garrett. Use it like the Kuman or GP pinpointer. That's what it is. So use it like that. And for that, it's fantastic. You know, nice price point for what you get. Having said that, that really is about it. I mean, it's a pretty durable looking. The case of it is almost identical to the Garrett. So I'm thinking it probably is going to have the same durability externally. The internal components is the only thing that you have to worry about. And these days, most of your components are pretty decent quality. If they work at all, they're going to usually work for a while. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that. And at $40, really, if it goes bad, it's not something that you're out a horrible amount of money on, so you can go get another one. So if you're entry level, just getting into metal detecting and need something or want a backup, go get one of these. I think they're worth it. If you want the high-end pinpointer, if you spend $1,000 on a metal detector and want a pinpointer to accompany that level of metal detector, then I'd spend the extra money on any of the other brands out there. that make the higher end pinpointers. It doesn't have to be the Garrett that this wants to mimic. It can be any of the higher end, and I think you're going to get a good product. So talk to you guys later. I hope that was helpful, and happy hunting.